I am a critic, I am a critic, I am a critic, I am a critic, I am a critic.
What's up, opinionators? I'm the I Am a Critic, and it is time for me to review what is new for you. The Oscars are done, the results are in, and now we're going to read through them one by one and see how we feel. Let's do this! So adapted screenplay has gone to The Big Short. I'm really happy about this. I actually really enjoyed the script for Big Short. I thought it was really rocket fast, especially when talking about banks and financial crisis. You need to be fast, you need to be snappy, you know what I mean? All in all, pretty happy. Music, original song. I'm not happy about this. I'd probably say on the list, Till It Happens to You is probably the best one. Writings on the Wall was boring. I've had this feeling for the last few years that every Bond song just wins the Oscar by the fact that it's a Bond song. I don't mind Sam Smith, but this one was just not a good Bond song. Oh, and by the way, Sam, telling people that you wrote a song in 20 minutes is not a good thing. Anyway, moving on. Best live action short film. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen any of these, so we're moving on. Best short animated film. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen any of these, so we're moving on. Best feature documentary. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen any of these, so we're moving on. Short subject documentary. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen any of these, so we're moving on. Best original screenplay went to Spotlight. I think that's deserved. It was a really good film. I really enjoyed the script. I thought it was really well paced, very realistic. I don't know if I would have said it was a better original screenplay than Inside Out or maybe Bridge of Spies, but I'm okay with that. I thought it was a good selection of nominees, so I'm okay with that one. Moving on. Ennio Morricone for The Hateful Eight won Best Original Score. Yes! Now, I love John Williams, I love Johan Johansson, I love Carter Burwell, I love Thomas Newman, but Ennio Morricone stole the year this year. Hateful Eight was the best soundtrack of the year by a long way, and being 87 years old with a catalogue like his, it is well deserved. However, I'm gonna say a few snubs. The Inside Out soundtrack by Michael Giacchino is one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a very long time, should have been on that list. But anyway, I'm not gonna hold a grudge, Hateful Eight was always gonna win it. Moving on! Visual effects went to Ex Machina. I thought with the overhaul of visual effects for Star Wars and the incredibly realistic bear attack from Revenant, this one was generally kind of up in the air. I'm happy that Ex Machina is walking away with it, but to be honest, I might have given it to either Star Wars or The Revenant. I can understand that Ex Machina would win because Ava's character is a very constant character. It's a visual effect that is always on screen, so you need to make it convincing, so I'm actually pretty happy with it. Moving on! Sound mixing went to Mad Max Fury Road. Not really a big person for sound mixing. I will say Star Wars had excellent sound, as did The Revenant. The Martian and Bridge of Spies never really paid attention much to the sound, but out of Mad Max, Revenant and Star Wars, any one of them could have won it. I'm happy. Moving on! Sound editing, Mad Max Fury Road. Again, not a big sound guy, but out of The Martian, Revenant, Sicario, Star Wars and Mad Max, any one of them could have won it. They all had really cool sound. Overall, I would have picked either Mad Max, Revenant or Star Wars, but overall, I'm happy. Moving on. So best production design went to Mad Max Fury Road. I'm okay with this. The practical sets and stunts were stunning. It looked amazing. And out of the nominees of Bridge of Spies, Danish Girl, Martian and Revenant, Revenant would have been my only other pick for production design, but generally pretty chuffed. Let's move on. Best makeup and hairstyling goes to Mad Max Fury Road. I haven't seen the 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. Out of those two nominees of Revenant and Mad Max, which I've seen, either one could have gone for it. Again, Mad Max seems to be beating Revenant to the punch in the design, which is really cool. I'm happy for it. I'm glad Mad Max is winning awards because no one thought it would. So anyway, moving on. Best foreign language film. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen any of these, so we're moving on. Best film editing went to Mad Max Fury Road again. Mad Max is scoring big at the Oscars this year, especially in the way the film is designed and put together, which is really great. If you want the movie to be one long action scene, you need some interesting editing and you need some interesting sound and interesting looks. Out of the nominees, Big Short, Revenant, Spotlight and Star Wars, again, all of them had really solid editing. Overall, I'm chuffed. Let's go! Best directing? There's only ever one winner here for me, and that is Alejandro G. Iñárritu for The Revenant. The Big Short was awesomely directed, Mad Max was amazing, Room was awesome, Spotlight was awesome, all of them deserved it, but Alejandro G. Iñárritu has been on a tear as of late, especially with Birdman last year winning Best Picture and Best Director, so I'm happy that he's done it again. His direction is just so smooth, especially with his long tracking shots and the way he used natural light and everything. It was just really cool to see. I'm glad he won it. Let's move! Best costume design, another one to do with the imagery and the way the film looks. Mad Max Fury Road once again wins. I'm happy Mad Max is getting all these awards, especially to do with the way it looks, because it is one of the best looking films in recent memory. Let's move on! Best cinematography. I feel so bad for Roger Deakins, and I mean that. His cinematography over the years has been stunning, and yet for 15 nominations he hasn't won it. Emmanuel Lubezki has beaten him at the turn for the last 3 straight years, and has won Best Cinematography for the 3rd straight year. After I saw Sicario, Roger Deakins was my man to pick. He was the guy who had the best cinematography, the best look, and I was so happy until I saw The Revenant, and then I thought, Deakins is gonna lose again. But The Revenant, I'm so glad it won because the cinematography was just off the chain. Moving on. Best Picture was Spotlight. I actually thought Revenant was gonna win. A lot of people had analysed the awards and seen who scientifically should win it, and The Big Short was the favourite. So seeing Spotlight winning it is actually a really big surprise, and I'm happy for it because I really did enjoy Spotlight. I hoped The Revenant would win, but to be honest, I'm perfectly happy with Spotlight. It was really good. Moving on. Best Animated Feature Film, Inside Out. Was there ever really any doubt? Moving on. Actress in a supporting role went to Alicia Vikander from The Danish Girl. I knew that was going to be happening. Kate Winslet was the only other person in this category that I thought was a real challenge. But Alicia Vikander was always going to win it in my eyes. She was the best thing about Danish Girl, and I'm really happy that she won it because she deserves it. With a year including Danish Girl, Ex Machina and Man from U.N.C.L.E., Alicia Vikander has burst onto the scene, and I'm really glad she has. She deserves it. Moving on. Actress in a leading role goes to Brie Larson from Room. With all the Oscar buzz going around Room and Brie Larson, it never seemed to be in much question who was going to win it. Moving on. Best Supporting Actor went to Mark Rylance from Bridge of Spies. I was really happy about this. Generally, it was a really solid category. After the Golden Globes, I always thought Sylvester Stallone was going to win the Oscar. He seemed to be the man to beat, but I'm really happy Mark Rylance won it because he is such a good actor and I loved him in that movie. And personally, he was my pick to win. So, moving on! So, I'm not knocking Ennio Morricone, who has waited so long to finally get the recognition that he deserves for his music, but the biggest win of the night had to be Leonardo DiCaprio finally winning Best Actor. There was no question in my mind that he was going to win this Oscar. After seeing The Revenant, I thought, no one's going to top that. I will say I thought Leo should have won for Wolf of Wall Street, and to be honest, I think he was kind of better in Wolf of Wall Street than he was in Revenant, but that's just personal opinion. Leo stole this year. Doing visual acting's not easy, and only having about 12 lines of dialogue in a 3-hour movie, half of which aren't even English, that's impressive. It's a story of a man proving himself against the elements, in spite of serious odds stacked against him. And that's the story of Leo DiCaprio. Well, you know, minus the bear. Anyway, so who are your favourite winners? Who are your least favourite winners? And who do you think got snubbed completely from the awards? Overall, I'm really happy with the Oscars, and of course, those are just my opinions. You're the opinionators. Please put your opinions down in the comments section below. And if you like what you've seen here and you like the reaction, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And if you didn't like the reaction, well, that's your opinion too. I'm the I'm a Critic, and I'll be back again with something else new for you. See you later!